This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, వినపట్లేదు. మీరు వెళ్ళిపోవద్దమ్మా. అమ్మా మీరు ఒక్కడే ఉండాలి. ఇది వినపట్లేదు. మీరు ఇక్కడ ఉండాలి. హలో, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ఎవ్రీబడి. వస్తుంది కదా అట్లా రాదా? నాకు తెలియాలి కదా. చూడండి, చెక్ చేసి ఇక్కడ ఉండండి. వెళ్ళిపోతే అట్లా ఎప్పుడు వెళ్ళాలా మీరు? ఇప్పుడు నేను అయిపోతే నేను మీకోసం ఎదగాల. ఈ నెంబర్ తెలియదు నాకు. వాళ్ళు హలో హలో, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ఎవ్రీబడి.
వినబడుతుందా?
క్లాస్ ఎక్కడ చెప్తాను. క్లాస్ ఎక్కడ మళ్ళీ పిలుస్తావు కరెంట్ అయినా. ఓకే, గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి.
Good morning, sir.
Today we are going to discuss starting the helminthology. I think we have completed the systemic bacteriology. Now we are going to the new topic, that is parasitology. In parasitology, the general features and protozoa has been completed. Now we are going to study about the general, the helminthology, means helminthic parasites. The worms are commonly called as worms. They are comes under the metazoa. You know the protozoa. What is protozoa? They are unicellular organisms. Now we are going to discuss about the metazoa. Metazoa, multicellular organisms, multicellular parasites. Multicellular, the organs, the cells are then many present in the parasites. That is, they are called metazoa. These are the helminths, particularly the worms comes under the metazoa. There are different worms. They are divided into platyhelminthes, nematihelminthes, like that. All they are comes under the helminthology. Helminthology, commonly called as worms. They cause infection. These worms are dioecious. Both male and female worms may be present. Sometimes only the hermaphrodites are also present, particularly cystodes. Hermaphrodites means only both male and female organelles are present in a single worm. No, both male and female organelles are present in a single worm. Suppose if we see in the cystodes, like that. So suppose if we see the nematoda, the nematodes like the Ascaris lumbricoides and other worms, the Strongyloides stercoralis, and other worms like Trichuris trichura, like that. There are the thread-like worms. They are called as nematodes. Thread-like worms, they are called as nematodes. In the nematodes, both male and female worms are there. They are differentiated. But in the case of cystoda, both male and female organelles are present in a single worm. This is the important feature of the helminth features. Suppose if you see these helminthic parasites, first one, the flat tape-like worms. Tape-like. Suppose if you see they are flattened, dorsoventrally flattened. Dorsoventrally flattened. That is why it appears like a tape. That is, they are called as cystodes. That is why they are called as tapeworms. There are so many tapeworms are there. Suppose if we see fish tape, which is the largest, the longest tapeworm, the largest tapeworm, fish tapeworm, sometimes pig tapeworm, pork tapeworm, sometimes beef tapeworm, sometimes dog tapeworm. There are the various types of tapeworms are there. Suppose the Diphyllobothrium latum, fish tapeworm, and other tapeworms, pork tapeworm, and beef tapeworm, and dog tapeworm, Hymenolopus, the hydatidosis, that is called Echinococcus granulosus. Echinococcus granulosus is dog tapeworm. Dog tapeworm. That is why there are different tapeworms are there. They contains the adult worm, the egg and the larva. Adult worm is there, egg is there, larva is there. Not only organelles, the organelles are present. The multiplication occurring in the host, the multiplication occurring in the definitive host. The multiplication occurring in the definitive host, like man is the definitive host. Sometimes in the intermediate hosts are there, various intermediate worms, other the vertebrate hosts. Sometimes some acts as a intermediate host, other vertebrate hosts like pig and other worms. That is called these tapeworms. They are in this case the various organelles are present. The organelles like suppose the head and the other neck and segments, strobila, etc., which are present in this cystodes. Head, neck, and strobila is there. Head is a very different structure. It contains some suckers, etc. There, suckers and cup-like structure. Sometimes slit-like slit-like suckers are there in case of tapeworms. Slit-like suckers. And the neck is sometimes very delicate, thin, delicate neck is also present in the adult worm. And then the other body, the body part is segments. The body part contains segments are there. They are sometimes they are gravid. They are called as proglatids. Proglatids. So these proglatids sometimes gravid, sometimes routine, immature proglatids are there in adult worms. Suppose if you see the larval forms are also there. Different larval forms are present in the cystodes. Different larval forms. Suppose if you see the larval forms, we can call it as cysticercus. Cysticercus larval form. Cysticercus larval form. Sometimes parasidium larval form. Parasidium. Sometimes procercoid larval form and plerocercoid larval form. Procercoid and plerocercoid larval form. These larval forms are first stage larva, second stage larva, and third stage larva. There are different larval forms are there. And suppose we come to the egg. The eggs are there. Eggs are which are oval in shape, and these eggs contain some yolk-like material inside. And another important feature in this cystodes is particularly in Diphyllobothrium, there is a operculum. In Diphyllobothrium, there is a lid-like structure which is present in the Diphyllobothrium latum, fish tapeworm. Suppose if you see in other tapeworms, it is not like that. There is no operculum, and they are, even though they are bile stain, they are yellowish in color. Yellowish. These eggs are there like that. And actually coming to the flat tapeworms, the flat tapeworms are there. They are called as flukes. Flat tapeworms are flukes are there. Flukes, etc. are there. These flukes are they are nothing but a trematoda. That comes under platyhelminthes. They are comes under platyhelminthes. These examples for this flat worms are the flukes are there is cystosoma and fasciola. Cystosoma and fasciola. Cystosoma hematobium and cystosoma japonicum and cystosoma mansoni, etc. And then the fasciola hepatica, fasciolapis busci, etc., which are comes under trematoda. They are leaf-like worms. The trematodes are leaf-like worms. The leaf-like worm, and sometimes they are separate sexually mature, and their oral and ventral suckers are there, and bifurcated gut, and which is ending blind in nature. And next, coming to the roundworm, the roundworms are nematodes. They are thread-like worms. The thread-like worm, the round thread-like worms, the male and female, they are male and female worms are there. They are separated, male and female. They are separated, and they contain separate structures are there. The head part, there is a cervical alley, and sometimes other the food absorption parts are there, etc. There is a other parts like in the terminal part. There is a buccal capsule. There is a spicules are there. Spicules are there. The buccal capsule is present in the anterior part, in the mouth parts, and in the terminal part there is a spicules are during they're present in the nematodes, particularly in the hookworm like Ankylostoma duodenale, which enters into the female worm during copulation. And that like that and there are the bursa, etc., which are present in the posterior part. Bursa, etc., are present in the posterior part. Coming to the larval forms of nematodes, coming to the larval forms are there. There are three larval forms are there. There is a first stage larva, that is a rhabdatiform larva. The first stage larva is called as a rhabdatiform larva. The second stage larval form is there. There is no name for that, a separate name. That is called as second stage larva. The third stage larva is called filariform larva. The third stage larva is called filariform larva, which is usually infective to the host. Infective to the host. The filariform larva, which is infective to the host. Not only particularly they enters this filariform larva will enter through the skin and gives infection to the host. Suppose you see in cystodes, what is the mode of infection in cystodes? Usually the egg is the mode of infection. Sometimes the larval forms are the mode of infection. Most commonly the larval forms are infective. Suppose if you see the tapeworms and pork tapeworm and beef tapeworm, the larval forms, that is called Cysticercus larvae, Cysticercus bovis and Cysticercus cellulose, Cysticercus cellulose and the Cysticercus bovis, which are present in the meat, which are infected with the host. Similarly, in the Diphyllobothrium latum, there is a pleurosarcoid larva, which is present in the fish, which is improperly cooked fish. Improperly cooked fish in case of Diphyllobothrium latum, this pleurosarcoid larva will survive in the meat, fish meat, and they give infection by the give infection to the host. That is the mode of transmission. And sometimes egg is also infective in case of tapeworms. Egg is also infected in the case of tapeworms. Coming to the larval forms, nematodes. Coming to the larval forms of nematodes, the third stage larva is infective stage. The third stage, filariform larva, is infective stage of the host. And other worms, in case of other worms of nematodes, the embryonated egg, which contain embryo is present in the egg, that is infective host. Suppose if you see Ascaris lumbricoides, the Ascaris lumbricoides, the egg is the infective stage. Egg is infective stage. And if you see the Trichuris trichura, the egg is the infective stage. Suppose if you see in case of Strongyloides stercoralis and Ankylostoma duodenale, the larva is filariform larva, which is going to give infection. Filariform larva. So in case of nematodes, sometimes the egg is infective, sometimes the mode of infection is through the egg, sometimes through the larval form, That is the mode of infection. Like that, the nematodes are there. Sometimes there is another larva which is present in the nematodes. Present in the nematodes, that is called microfilaria larva. The microfilaria larva, which is present in the tissue nematodes, that is the third stage larva. Microfilaria larva is a third stage larva, which is present in the Wuchereria bancrofti. Larva. There are different the worms are there in the nematodes. What are the different nematodes? There is the large intestinal nematodes, small intestinal nematodes, and tissue nematodes. Suppose if you see the small intestinal nematode, what are the small intestinal nematodes? Ascaris lumbricoides and Ankylostoma duodenale and Strongyloides stercoralis. That is the small intestinal nematodes. Suppose if you see in the large intestinal nematodes, that is the pinworm, that is the Enterobius vermicularis and the Trichuris trichura are large intestinal nematodes. Why? Because the habitat which infects, which is the abode of this the worms is sometimes large intestine, sometimes in small intestine, sometimes in the body tissues. In case of the Ascaris lumbricoides and Ankylostoma worms, the large intestine and the small intestine is the small intestine. Large intestine is the abode in case of Enterobius vermicularis, and Trichuris trichura. In case of the Ascaris lumbricoides and Ankylostoma duodenale and Strongyloides stercoralis, the small intestine is the abode, the habitat. They are present in the small intestine. It takes food from the small intestine and blood from the small intestine, and the patient get infected. The patient lost blood, and he will become anemic. He will become anemic because of this small intestinal nematodes. In case of large intestinal nematodes, the infection will be confined to the large intestine. It may be some diarrhea, it may be some vomiting, sometimes some mucus diarrhea, etc. present. And the third one, the tissue nematodes are there. What are the tissue nematodes? Like which are present in the body cavities, body tissues. The body tissues means subcutaneous tissues, sometimes subcutaneous tissues, sometimes lymphatic tissues, subcutaneous tissues, sometimes lymphatic tissues, particularly Wuchereria bankrupt. Sometimes lung tissue also affected in case of strongyloides stercoralis. Lung tissue is also affected in case of strongyloides stercoralis. This is about the various features of the somatic nematodes. In case of Wuchereria bancrofti, lova, and Onchocerca volvulus, and Dracunculus medinensis like this. Dracunculus medinensis like this. These are the various worms which we have to know. These flat tapeworms, cystodes, and leaf-like worms. Leaf-like worms, that is the trematodes, and round worms are nematodes. These are about the multicellular organisms which are divided into the platyhelminthes and nematic. Platyhelminthes and nematyhelminthes. The platyhelminthes, which includes cystodes and trematodes. The platyhelminthes, which includes cystodes and trematodes. The nematyhelminthes includes round worms. Nematyhelminthes includes round worms. The platyhelminthes includes cystodes and trematodes, which are flat. That is why they are called platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes. This is about the platyhelminthes and nematyhelminthes. See, what is the morphological features of these worms? The first one, the nematyhelminthes, which are nema. Nema means thread-like worms. The body is elongated. Cylindrical, and unsegmented. The body is still elongated, and there is a bilaterally symmetrical, elongated and bilaterally symmetrical and unsegmented. There is no segments in this worm. There is no segments and proglatids in the worm. There is no segments or proglatids in the nematyhelminthes. In case of phylum Platyhelminthes, it is a flattened, dorso-ventrally flattened, leaf-like worms, or tape-like, which includes the trematodes and cystodes. Trematodes and cystodes, which are, in case of trematodes, it is unsegmented. Trematodes, it is unsegmented. In case of tapeworm, it is segmented. Tapeworms, it is segmented. That is why both the trematodes and cystodes comes under platyhelminthes, which are flat, either leaf-like or tape-like. Suppose it is a tape-like, they are called tapeworms. Suppose it is a leaf-like, they are trematodes. Coming to the sex, there is in case of nematodes, both the male and female are separated. Both male and female are separated. Male worm is there, female worm is there. In platyhelminthes, there is no male and female worms. In platyhelminthes, there is only both male and female organelles are present in a single worm. Both male and female organelles are present in a single worm, except cystosoma. That is blood fluke, cystosoma hematobium, cystosoma japonicum, cystosoma mansoni, cystosoma hematobium, cystosoma japonicum, and cystosoma mansoni, which is a hermaphrodite, which is sexually separated, but others are hermaphrodites. All trematodes and cystodes are hermaphrodites. Both male and female organelles are present in a single. Both male and female organelles are present. There is no male and female differentiation in platyhelminthes, except cystosoma. Next, coming to the body cavity. The body cavity is present. Here, the body cavity is absent. Alimentary canal is complete. Because there is the intestine, there is the mouth parts, and other intestinal parts, and other anus, etc. This the alimentary canal is somehow it is a developed alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is developed, but in case of platyhelminthes, the food is absorbed through the cuticle, and there is no alimentary canal. It is incomplete, perhaps incomplete alimentary canal is present. The food is absorbed through the cuticle, etc. Next, shape of differences between cystodes and trematodes and nematodes. Shape of the cystodes. Cystodes are tape-like worm. Already I told, tape-like segmented. There are segments. There is a tape-like and segmented. and leaf-like and unsegmented. Leaf-like and unsegmented in case of trematodes. Leaf-like and unsegmented in case of trematode. Fasciolapis, hepatica, Fasciolapis busci, etc. In case of the Schistosoma, it is a leaf-like worms, leaf-like and unsegmented worms. In case of nematoda, thread-like body cavity is elongated, cylindrical and unsegmented. There is no segments. The cylindrical body, elongated. In case of Cystoda, suckers are present. Tapeworms, the mouth part is there. That is called as head part. There is a suckers are present. There is a sometimes cup-like suckers, cup-like core suckers are present. Sometimes slit-like, the longitudinal slit-like. Suppose if you see Diphyllobothrium latum, there is a long slit-like Diphyllobothrium. Dorsal and ventral slit is present. Dorsal slit and ventral slit is present. That is why they are called Diphyllobothrium latum, fish tapeworm. Suckers are present. Some have attached hooks are also there. In case of trematoda, suckers are present but no hooks. Suckers are present, there is no hooks. Hooks are absent. In case of trematoda, leaf-like worms, there is no suckers are present. There is no hooks are present. There is no hooks are present. The suckers and hooks both are present in tapeworms. Suckers and hooks both are present in the tapeworms. In nematoda, hooks and suckers absent. No hooks, no suckers. There is a buccal capsule. The mouth parts are well developed. The mouth parts are well developed in nematoda. There is a teeth, cutting plates, etc. present in some species. Suppose we say Ankylostoma and Strongyloides and Ascaris lumbricoides. There is a buccal capsule is there. Buccal capsule is there with the teeth or cutting plates are seen in the these nematodes. Why? Because through this part, oral part, it attaches to the small intestine and it takes blood from the small intestine of the human host. That is why there is a developed buccal capsule. The buccal capsule, the oral part, the buccal capsule, but no hooks and suckers. Hooks and suckers are present in the only in case of tapeworms. Hooks and suckers. Hooks and that is called a scolex. The scolex is the first part. In the scolex of the tapeworm, there is a suckers and hooks are there. Hooks are there. But here, trematoda in the fasciola and Schistosoma, suckers are present but no hooks. That is the difference between the head end, that is the head part of the helminthic worms. Coming to the alimentary canal. The alimentary canal is absent in Cystoda. The alimentary canal is absent. The food is absorbed to the cuticle. Food is absorbed to the cuticle of the parasite. It enters into the body. And the cuticle is present. The cuticle is the absorbing part of the Cystoda. In trematoda, the alimentary canal is present but incomplete, and also no anus in case of trematoda. In nematoda, the alimentary canal is complete. Somehow the alimentary canal is well developed. In case of worms, male and nematode worms, Ascaris, Ankylostoma, Enterobis verbicularis, the alimentary canal is complete with the anus. The body cavity is absent in case of Cystoda, but inside is filled with the spongy, undifferentiated mesenchymatous cells, in the midst of which lie the viscera. In the body cavity, the viscera is present. There is a spongy, undifferentiated mesenchymatous cells in case of Cystoda. In trematoda, same as cystodes. The body cavity is similarly undifferentiated mesenchymatous cells, in the midst of which lie the viscera. In the nematoda, there is a body cavity is present and known as a pseudocele. Viscera remains suspended in the pseudocele. And sexes not separate, hermaphrodite. And trematodes not separate, hermaphrodite. Both no, there is no male and female parasites in cystodes and trematodes, except here Schistosoma. But there is no male and female in case of Cystoda and trematoda. But in case of nematoda, male Ascaris is there, female Ascaris. Male hookworm, female hookworm. Male Enterobius, female Enterobius. Male Trigeris, female Trigeris. They are dioecious. The nematodes are dioecious, separate. The sexes are separate. Both male and female, the sexes are separate. That is why they are called dioecious parasite worms. Next, first coming to the tapeworms. They are platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes includes both. There is a flat tape-like shape, sexes not separate, and Diphyllobothrium latum, that is a fish tapeworm. We'll discuss the Diphyllobothrium latum today. The Tinea saginata is a beef tapeworm. Tinea solium is a pork tapeworm. Echinococcus granulosus is a dog tapeworm or a hydatid worm. Hymenolepis nana is a dwarf tapeworm. Hymenolepis nana is a dwarf tapeworm. See, in case of Diphyllobothrium latum, it is the longest tapeworm. Why this is called fish tapeworm? Suppose if you the larva which is present in the third stage larva, which is present in the fish, which is not killed. Suppose if you take that fish meat, you may get the infection. The definitive host will get the infection. From the larva, they will be converted into adult worm in the host, human host, the definitive host. That is why they are called as fish tapeworms. Here we have to know the definitive host and intermediate host. What is under intermediate host? What is under definitive host? The definitive host is nothing but the host in which adult parasite present. The host in which adult parasite is present, they are called as definitive host. What is under intermediate host? The intermediate host is nothing but the host in which the larval form is present. The host in which the larval form is present, that host is called intermediate host. In the case of Diphyllobothrium latum, there are the definitive host is man. The definitive host is man. The intermediate host means the larval forms exist. They are examples for the sometimes the copepods like cyclops, sometimes the fish like that. They are called as intermediate hosts. Intermediate host. The definitive host will be usually human. Sometimes other vertebrates also. That sometimes the dog, cat also acts as a definitive host. Dog, cat, foxes, etc. also acts as a definitive host. In Tinea saginata, the beef tapeworm. Tinea saginata, beef tapeworm. The Tinea solium, pork tapeworm. Here, the larval form. The host here there is the intermediate host and definitive host. Here, the man is the definitive host. The other vertebrates like pig and buffalo acts as a intermediate host. That is why they are the Tinea saginata and Tinea solium. Here, suppose if you get the infection, the larval, which is the larva containing meat, the Tinea saginata larva, Tinea solium larva, suppose present in the meat of the intermediate host. Meat of the intermediate host, there will be a infection. You get from the animals to the man. Next, coming to the Echinococcus granulosus. In the Echinococcus granulosus, the man is a intermediate host. Man is a intermediate host, not a definitive host. Man is not a definitive host. Why? Because the infection is getting through the ingestion of the eggs, not through the ingestion of the larvae present in the meat. Here, the Echinococcus granulosus infection, man gets infection through the ingestion of the eggs present in the contaminated food containing eggs. Contaminated food containing eggs. Suppose the human consumes so the man may act as a intermediate host. The eggs will be converted to larval forms in the human host. The eggs will be converted into the larval forms in the human host. So here, in the case of Echinococcus granulosus, man is the intermediate host. The other worms, the dogs, etc., acts as a definite host. The dogs are the definite host. That is the difference between the Tinea saginata, solium, and Echinococcus granulosus. Hymenolepis nana, that is a dwarf tapeworm. These are some general features. We'll go in detail in the coming classes about these tapeworms. Next, first fish tapeworm, Diphyllobothrium latum. Diphyllobothrium latum. What is Diphyllobothrium latum? The Diphyllobothrium latum is a fish tapeworm. Diphyllobothrium latum is a fish tapeworm. It is not common in India. It is present in other countries where there is the sewage, where there is a sewage disposal is not properly done. The fish is contaminated. The fishes are contaminated with drinking water, lakes. The species contaminated the lakes, etc. So that the infection will be common in those countries. Because there is a larva which is present in the Diphyllobotryum latum. There is a tapeworm larva is different here. The larva is not Cysticercus. There is a larva. That larva is called as a Parasidium larva, procercoid larva, and a plerocercoid larva. Parasidium, procercoid, and plerocercoid larva. The adult worm is a 10 meters or more. The adult worm is a 10 meters or more, and lives in the small intestine, ileum. It is a spoon-shaped scolex. Spoon-shaped scolex. Two grooves and bothria. Two grooves are there, and that is why that is called Diphyllobotryum. They are called Diphyllobotryum because the grooves are two slit-like grooves are present. That is why they are called Diphyllobotryum. The neck is there. Second part is neck. The scolex, neck, strobila. There are three parts in any tapeworm: scolex, neck, and strobila. The size may varies, but here it is a 10 meters in size in case of Diphyllobotryum. But in case of Tinea solium, Tinea saginata, it will be less. But here it is the very longest tapeworm, Diphyllobotryum latum, and that is why it is called as a fish tapeworm. And next, coming to the strobila, the body consisting of many number of proglatids, thousands of proglatids are there in the fish tapeworm. But here, no suckers and no hooklets. No suckers and no hooklet. Why? Because there is no couple-like suckers. Only the long scolex, only two bothria, two grooves, slits, longitudinal slits are there. Dorsal slit and ventral slit. There is no round scolex. There is no round scolex here. Only it is like a spoon shape. It is like a spoon-shaped scolex. It is a spoon-shaped scolex that is called Diphyllobotryum latum. And single worm passes millions of eggs per day. Single worm passes million. Gravid proglotid will excretes from that pore of the proglotid, particularly in the terminal part of the proglotid. There are millions of eggs are passing through the Diphyllobotryum latum. Diphyllobotryum latum. That is the important feature of the shape. Eggs. There is a bile-stained egg, bile-stained and oval in shape. Bile-stained egg and oval in shape. 65 microns into 45 microns. Is operculated at the end and a knob at other end. Operculated and a knob at the other end. It does not float in the saturated sodium chloride solution. It is not infective to the host. It is not infective to the host. Larva. The larva is first stage larva, second stage larva, third stage larva is there. Already I told there are three larval forms are there. The first stage larva is Parasidium larva. The larva is called Parasidium larva, which is develops in the fresh water from the development of the egg, from the egg through the pore that is called operculum. From that operculum, the Parasidium larva, the ciliated larva, which is coming out from the egg, that is called Parasidium larva. The second stage larva, that is called procercoid larva. The procercoid larva, which is develops in the cyclops. It is why because the cyclops which ingest the Parasidium larva, which is going to ingest Parasidium larva. So the Parasidium larva will be converted to procercoid larva in the first intermediate host. In the first stage, there are two intermediate hosts are there. The first intermediate host and second intermediate host. There are three larvae, and two intermediate hosts in case of Diphyllobotryum latum. There is a third stage larva that is called plerocercoid larva, which develops in the freshwater fish. The plerocercoid larva, which is develops in the freshwater fish. After a few weeks of the development, this is going and attaches to the plankton. And after attaching to the plankton, suppose if you consume that fish, suppose that plankton is ingested along with that the third stage larva, it is present in the fish. So suppose the fish is not improperly cooked, so that the infection will transfer from the fish to the human host. Definitely, that is the mode of infection of the parasite. Coming to the life cycle. Of the Diphyllobotryum latum. Already I told the definitive host. The man is the definitive host. Dogs, cats, pigs are definitive host. Dogs, Cats, pigs, and foxes are definite host. The intermediate host is first intermediate host, Cyclops. Already I told. The first intermediate host is Cyclops. It is present in the water. It is a copepod. It is a copepod which are present in the water, lakes, etc. The first that is intermediate host is called Cyclops. The second intermediate host is freshwater fish. The freshwater fish is the second intermediate host. Freshwater fish is the second intermediate host. Humans get infected when they eat uncooked or undercooked meat from infected freshwater fishes. That is the mode of transmission of the infection to the definitive host. How infection comes? The infection comes by when they eat uncooked or improperly cooked meat from infected the larva which is present in the fish, that is pleurosarcoid larva, which is going to develop in the freshwater fish. From prosarcoid larva will be converted to pleurosarcoid larva. Prosarcoid larva is ingested by the freshwater fish. The prosarcoid will be converted to pleurosarcoid. Suppose the pleurosarcoid larva, suppose it is present in the fish. Suppose it is not killed after cooking, they are going to infect the host, and there will be a starting of the life cycle, definite host life cycle. The larva will be converted to adult worm in the human host. The larva will be converted to adult worm in the human host. That is the longest tapeworm, which is going to infect the small intestine and will be present and always continuously takes the meat food from the blood from the human host. That is the life cycle. See how the life cycle occurs. See, the definitive host is man. From the definitive host, the man excretes the larvae, excretes the eggs. Man excretes the eggs. That is the, see, there is a oval egg, oval round egg. Suppose if you see other tapeworms, these eggs are very different from this egg. The other tapeworm eggs are not like this. These the other tapeworm eggs. There is a thick wall, and there will be a hexaconth larva, etc. present in that. That is called Cysticercus larva, Cysticercus bovis, Cysticercus cellulose, and etc. present in this other tapeworms. But here the egg is not thick walled. There is no hooklets, etc. there, and that too there is an operculum is present here. Operculum is present in this tapeworm. There is, but operculum is not present in the other tapeworms. Operculum is not present in the other tapeworms, and knob, etc. is also not present in the other tapeworms. Knob is also not present in other tapeworms, but here the knob is there. So usually there is a development from evolution, from cystodes to trematodes. There is some evolution. Because of this evolution, in case of trematodes, the eggs will be well developed operculum and knobs, etc. will be there in the trematodes. Okay, that is the evolution step. But in other tapeworms, there is no operculum, there is no knob, etc. But in the Diphylobothrium latum, only there is operculum, there is a operculum, there is a knob, etc. present. There is no hexaconth larva like the embryo is present in the Diphylobothrium latum. The hexaconth like larva is present in the other tapeworms. Hexaconth like larva is present in the other tapeworms. Next, the eggs will be converted to the embryonated egg, the full developed embryonated egg. From the embryonated egg, the larva will be developed. That is called ciliated larva. That is a ciliated larva which is coming out from the egg. Ciliated larva is coming out from the egg. That is called Parasidium larva. Parasidium larva, which is coming out of the egg through the operculum. The Parasidium larvae will coming out from the egg, operculum. The operculum is nothing but a lid. From that lid, the larva will coming out. The larva will coming out, and the Parasidium will be converted to some larva. That second stage larva, that is called, that is nothing but a prosarcoid larva. See in the diagram, there is a prosarcoid larva. This is a prosarcoid larva will be again converted to pleurosarcoid larva. The pleurosarcoid larva develops into adult worm. in the definitive host. The pleurosarcoid larva develops into adult worm in the human body, intestine. That is the life cycle. Please all of you see there is a full life cycle of the Diphyllobothrium latum. Simple life cycle. One is a definitive host. Second, there are two intermediate hosts. Two intermediate hosts of Cyclops, and first intermediate that is called copepod or Cyclops. The first intermediate host. The second intermediate host is freshwater fish. Second intermediate host is the freshwater fish. See here, the two intermediate hosts are there for the development. The parasidium is converted into prosarcoid. The prosarcoid will be converted to pleurosarcoid. Pleurosarcoid. Suppose in the pleurosarcoid larva is present in the fish, freshwater fish, which is developed in the fish. Suppose that fish is not properly cooked, not properly boiled. What happens? The pleurosarcoid larva will enter along with meat. The pleurosarcoid larva will enter into the host by ingestion of the meat. By the ingestion of the meat. So the pleurosarcoid larva will survive in the meat and they will convert it to adult worms in the life cycle, adult worm in the small intestine. That is the simple life cycle. Here the larva, the first stage larva is a parasidium larva. Here suppose if you see in other worms, in nematoda, what is the in the other tapeworms, what are other larval forms? The larval forms are Cysticercus cellulose, Cysticercus bovis, like that. There are the larval forms, Cysticercus cellulose and Cysticercus bovis. Suppose if you see Echinococcus granulosus, the larva is, what is that larva? That is called hydatid cyst. Hydatid cyst is the larva. In case of Echinococcus granulosus, there are different names are there. That is why we have to study the general features of the worms. Then only you can understand the worms. We have to study general features first of all. Suppose if you see in the protozoa, only single protozoa, what is an amoeba? There is no larva, etc. There is no adult worms. Only unicellular, it is there. It is only unicellular. Amoeba, entamoeba is a unicellular organism. But the two morphological forms are there, trophozoite and cyst. Like the two morphological forms are there. So that we have to understand the general features, so that we can understand the in detail study of the various worms. In detail study. That is why, please all of you read the first of all general features of the parasites, general features of the elements, so that you can understand the in general features what to study, what is the morphology, what it comes under what phylum, how it multiplies, how it is the worms, adult worms, what are the other parts in that, what males and females, various parts of the worms, how it multiplies, how the mode of infection, what is the mode of what is the various larval forms are there, larval forms, the larva, adult and egg, larva, adult and egg, like this. See how there, what are the three stages in the elements? What are three stages of the adult helminthic worms? There are three stages. What are they? The adult worm will give eggs. The eggs will be converted to larva. Larva again converted into adult. There are three stages in any helminth. In any helminth, the larval, the three stages are there. The three stages are there. What are the three stages? The adult worm will give eggs. The eggs will be converted to larva. The larva again converted to adult. The larva again converted to adult. What is in the definitive host? In the definitive host, the larva will be converted to adult worm. In the intermediate host, the egg will be converted to larva. In the intermediate host, the egg will be converted to larva. These points we have to understand. Otherwise, we can't understand the parasitology. Next, coming to the pathogenesis. What is the pathogenesis of the Diphyllobothrium latum? There is a pathogenesis, means the infection will occur in the small intestine. What is small intestine? What is the large intestine? What is the difference between the small intestine and large intestine? Any infection which occurs in the small intestine, any infection, there will be some more loss. Suppose it occurs in the small intestine. Why? The small intestine is the absorption part. Absorption. The absorption occurs. The food, the nutrients, everything will be absorption occurs in the small intestine. Absorption occurs in the small intestine. That is why any infection which infects which habitat, suppose it is a small intestine, there is a problem in the absorption. Here there is a nutritional deficiency will occur. Megaloblastic anemia. the pernicious anemia will occur, vitamin B12 deficiency, because the vitamin B12 and other vitamins which are present in the Hello. Sir, I am in class. Just for 10 minutes. The pernicious anemia or megaloblastic anemia. Megaloblastic vitamin B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 deficiency. Why? Because the food is present, the nutrients are present in the small intestine. The nutrients are present. Suppose that the worm continuously takes the food blood from the small intestine, means all nutrients, vitamins, etc. will be absorbed by the worm, and the patient land in anemia, blood loss, anemia. That is particularly megaloblastic. Vitamin B12 deficiency means megaloblastic anemia will occur. That is most important. Along with that, there is a nervous system will be affected because of vitamin B12 deficiency. There is a weakness, numbness of the limbs, etc. will be there. Diarrhea will be there. The most common feature, diarrhea will be there. Weakness will be there. So that we can identify the worm. Next, pieces and lab diagnosis. What is the lab diagnosis? We have to detect the infection by doing the stool examination. Usually, the worms will pass with the stool. The worms will pass in tapeworm infection. The worms will pass with the stool. Not only the entire worm, sometimes proglatids will pass with the stool. Proglatids. Not only eggs, not only stool, not only proglatids, eggs can be identified. Eggs can be identified. Why? Because from the proglatid worms, the proglatid burst, the eggs will be liberated. The eggs will be seen in the pieces of the worm. This is about the, we have to observe the worm. And there are serological tests are there. ELISA test is also there. ELISA test is also there for the detection of the antibodies, Diphthobothrium latum, etc. The treatment for this, the Diphthobothrium latum, fish tapeworm, niclosamide, praziquantel, we have to give niclosamide and praziquantel, and vitamin B12 supplementation we have to supplement. Coming to the prophylaxis, what is the prophylaxis? Proper cooking of fish. You have to cook proper cooking, and prevention of fecal pollution of the natural water. Fecal pollution of the natural water. Proper sanitary disposal of feces, and treatment for the infected human. This is the about the general features of helminths and Diphthobothrium latum. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.